The Iskaara Tuskarr is one of the 4 renowned factions coming in Dragonflight, and in this video I'll run through all of the various rewards you can get from this faction, and also how to gain reputation with this faction as well. So first of all, let's take a look at all the various rewards you'll get. At Renown 1 you won't get anything, this is just the base renown for unlocking the faction. At Renown 2 you'll get these Sacred Tuskarr totems. These are going to be found mainly in chests within the Azure span, and when these are handed in you'll get 15 rep per one handed in. At Renown 3 you'll unlock the Community Feast event, which is basically to help prepare a feast. You'll have to go fish up some items or buy something from a vendor or help prepare some of the ingredients, and you'll gain some rep from this. And also once the feast is done, you'll be able to click on it and gain a buff that'll last for about an hour that'll give you some benefits within the world zones as well. At Renown 4 you'll unlock the fishing holes. These are going to be like fishing hotspots where you'll be able to get fish faster and get rare loot faster, and you'll have a few little things to do there as well. So if you're into fishing, that's where you'll be spending quite a bit of your time. You'll also be able to pick up the toys, the travelling soup pot or the whalebone tea set, and you'll also get some transmog as well, the clobbering board or the Yulu knife. At Renown 5 you'll unlock rank 1 of the fishing nets. These are a little bit weird, but there'll be places within the world where you can set up a fishing net and you'll come back like a half a day later and there'll just be some fish in there, but it's quite a low amount for how long it takes, but it's an interesting little idea at least. And you'll also get the worldly story scrolls. These are going to just randomly drop once a week from mobs that you're killing, and you'll be able to turn that in for some rep. At Renown 6 you'll get Highland fishing spots. These are going to be new schools of fish that you can fish in, generally up on peaks and high places. They'll give you a specific type of fish. And you'll also unlock the Tuskarr headwear, which is going to be some Tuskarr related cosmetics for the helm. At Renown 7 you'll unlock the fishing harpoon at rank 1. This is going to allow you to kind of like hook certain fishing related mobs and pull them to shore, and once they're on shore they'll gain like a damage over time debuff on them. That'll help just kill them a little bit faster. And you'll also gain some customization for the Highland Drake. You'll get the spiked cheek, the multi-horned head, and the bushy brow. At Renown 8, you'll get some Dragon Isle supplies, and you'll also gain a 25% chance of bonus supplies from the plant-based treasures that you'll find all across the Dragon Isles. At Renown 9, you'll be able to pick one of the 2 pets, either Whiskook or the back swimmer Timbertooth, and you can purchase the other one from the vendor as well if you want both of them. At Renown 10, you'll get the icy fishing holes. So this is going to be certain spots mainly found in Azure span that you'll be able to break open, and you'll be able to fish in these kind of like fishing holes, these icy fishing holes, and these will give a specific type of fish from fishing in them. You'll also gain Word of a Worthy Ally number 1, which will give you 100% reputation for your alts who are below Renown 10. At Renown 11, you'll unlock the questline for the Chieftain's Tutor. At Renown 12 you'll unlock the Tuskarr cloaks, and you'll also unlock a bunch of ensemble sets for cloth, leather, mail and plate. At Renown 13 you'll unlock fishing nets rank 2, which allows your fishing net to hold more fish or to be completed faster so you can loot it. You'll also unlock some more customization for the Highland Drake, which will be the bladed tail, the large spotted pattern and the thorn horns. At Renown 14 you'll unlock some 376 eye level braces, and you'll also gain access to a crafter's knowledge, which will give you skill points within your professions. At Renown 15 you'll unlock the dungeon story scrolls, so once a week from dungeons you'll be able to get a scroll that you can hand in for some rep. You'll also gain access to the lava fishing pools, which similar to the ice ones will give you access to lava pools which give a specific type of fish, and you'll also gain access to some profession recipes. At Renown 16 you'll unlock the Tuskarr backpack, so there's going to be a bunch of different Tuskarr backpack transmogs for you to pick up. At Renown 17 there'll be the Fisherman's Fancy, which will be 2 fishing themed toys, like one of them is a kind of training dummy that you can put down and just whale on if you want to. At Renown 18 you'll unlock the Fishing Harpoon rank 2, so similar to the fishing nets this will allow you to upgrade your harpoon to pull the mobs and pull bigger mobs and pull them faster, etc. At Renown 19 you'll unlock blue scales for the other 3 drakes, so the ones that aren't the Highland Drake can now have that blue skin if that's what you want for them. At Renown 20 you'll unlock Words of a Worthy Ally number 2, which will give you 200% reputation gains for your alts that are below Renown 10, and 100% reputation gains for your alts that are below Renown 20. You'll also now get a chance of 50% extra supplies from plant-based treasures across the Dragon Isles, and you'll gain some Dragon Isle supplies as well. At Renown 21 you'll get your hands on a Tuskarr tabard. At Renown 22 you'll get your hands on 389 shoulders, so these are going to be a pretty nice piece to pick up pre-raid if you want to try and kind of like min-max. At Renown 23 you'll be able to pick up a beanbag toy. At Renown 24 there'll be a bunch of Tuskarr weaponry transmogs for you to pick up from the vendor, and you'll also get a crafter's knowledge too, so this is going to be more skill points for your professions. At Renown 25, you'll be able to get the Brown or Yellow Scouting Ottuk mounts. You'll get one for free, and you'll have to purchase the other one from the vendor. At Renown 26, you have 2 snow sled toys to pick up. One of them you can kind of like ride yourself, and it does pick up a good amount of momentum, and the other one is one where you can drag someone else along. At Renown 27, you'll unlock these Tuskarr tackle boxes. These will be treasures you'll find across the Dragon Isles, and they'll have some fish in them, they'll have some greys, which sell for quite a lot. And you'll also have a chance of getting these coins that go to the Great Swag, and the Great Swag will give you gems or even Darkmoon Fair cards and a bunch of good loot. So these are very valuable to get your hands on, and probably going to be worth quite a bit of gold if you can get these treasures unlocked quite early into the expansion. At Renown 28, you'll unlock Tuskarr shoulder pad transmogs to pick from and purchase the rest if you're after those. At Renown 29, you'll unlock these Knoll backpacks, and if you're into like more fun looking transmogs, then the Knoll backpacks are definitely going to be of interest to you. And then finally, at Renown 30, you'll unlock the Iskaara title. You'll get a primal infusion, which can be used for crafting. That'll give you a 395 to a 405 piece of crafting gear. And you'll also unlock 2 of the War Ottuk mounts, the yellow and the brown. And you'll be able to pick up one for free, and you'll have to purchase the other one from the vendor. So now the rewards are out the way, let's start talking about how you'll gain reputation with this faction. And if you're quite proactive, if you've got a lot of time in the day as well, you're going to be able to gain quite a lot of rep with this faction each day. So the first method is going to be the main story quest line. As you go through the zones, you'll be taken into Azure Span, and there's going to be some quests related to the Iskaara Tuskarr that will give you some reputation with them. Then with side quests as well, there's going to be a bunch of side quests you can do that will give you some reputation with the Iskaara Tuskarr, once again mainly found within the Azure Span. The next method will be world quests. Iskaara Tuskarr will have a bunch of world quests marked on the map that you can go and do, and world quests work in a way where they reset every 3.5 days. So you want to get your ones out the way, and then 3.5 days later into the week, there'll be some more world quests for you to go and do that will give you some extra rep. Next up is the fishing holes. There'll be marked fishing holes on the map each week. You'll head out to them, you'll have an objective to do there that will give some rep. And then once that objective's done, you will have a daily quest there to do as well, which will be to help refill the pool. You'll have to go out, you'll have to use a net on some fish, and you have to fly over and drop those fish back into the main fishing hole, so you kind of like replenishing the fish for other fishermen to fish up. And that'll give you some rep, and that particular daily I was talking about is every single day. So you should be coming out and doing that every day to get some extra rep. The next method is handing in unneeded crafting materials. So when you're fishing in the highlands or in lava pools or in ice pools, you'll have a chance of getting these items that are used to upgrade your harpoon and your fishing net, etc. And at a certain point, once you've upgraded your items to a certain level, you'll get a new quest that'll say, hey, if you don't want to upgrade it anymore, just give us the materials and we'll take them off your hands. And each material you hand in, you'll get 150 rep. However, the drop chance for these items for me has been fairly low, so it's not a very good grindable method, but if you're farming in the highlands or in lava pools for specific materials anyway, and you come across these and you want to hand them in for extra rep, then you can be double dipping that way. The next method will be the scrolls. As mentioned from the Renown Rewards, there'll be 2 different scrolls that you can get once you unlock them. One of them will be to just kill mobs, and you'll eventually get a scroll drop from doing world content, and you can hand that in for rep. And then the later on scroll you unlock, you'll only get from dungeons, once again once a week, and you'll be able to hand that in for some rep as well. The next method will be the sacred totems. Each faction has one of these kind of hand-ins, and honestly the Iskaara Tuskarr felt like one of the worst. They're very, very scarce. You barely come across treasures that give these, and it only gives 15 rep per hand-in, so not really a good way of grinding out the faction. It's one that I wouldn't really focus on. The next method, and probably going to be the best method for a lot of players, is the community feast. This feast takes place every kind of 3 hours, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, somewhere in that range. And once it's up, there'll be a shout out in the zone. You'll head over and you'll basically start taking part in helping prepare the feast. So you might need to go and prepare some ingredients. You might need to fish something up or buy something from a vendor. And each objective you complete, you'll get a little bit of reputation for doing that. It's 20 rep per objective. Also, there'll be a weekly quest right there next to the pot. You'll pick that up and it's to complete a certain amount of objectives during the feast. And you'll hand that in for an additional 500 reputation. Now, the weekly quest is a once a week thing, but taking part in the community feast can be done as many times as you're around for when it's taking place. So you can finish one, wait 3.5 hours later, and then take part in the feast again, and you'll still get 20 rep per objective you complete. And you'll walk away from each event with about 400 to 500 reputation. So it's definitely a great way, if you're quite an active player as well, to be grinding out a renown a day from this faction. The next method will be special encounters / rare spawns you'll find across the Dragon Isles. These will mainly be found within the Azure Span or around certain water places as well, and killing these will give 50 rep with the Iskaara Tuskarr. Now this leads into what I think might be a very, very strong method of gaining reputation with this faction, which will be combining the fishing holes and these rare spawns together, because fishing at the fishing holes will cause you to gain these conch items, and the conch items can be thrown into the water once you have a certain amount of them to spawn a rare spawn, which always gives rep with the Iskaara Tuskarr. So if you can form like a fishing party and you're all just fishing in these fishing holes, you're spawning these rare spawns like every 20 to 30 seconds, you're killing it, getting 50 rep, then this could be an extremely strong way of gaining reputation with this faction. It's not something that I can kind of put into practice or try it out on the beta because there's just not enough players doing that content. But on live, I could definitely see this as a very, very potentially strong way of gaining rep, unless it doesn't work how I think it will, or they end up changing it because, you know, it ends up being too strong. But definitely something to think about for launch. The next method will be the weekly Aid in the Accord quest. You'll get this from Valdrakken, and it'll be to go gain 3,000 reputation with the various factions, and also do one of the events that takes place. And once you've done that, you'll hand that in for 500 rep with all of the factions. And then the final method will be the 2 dungeon quest weeklies. You'll find these in Valdrakken as well. You'll pick them up, and then once these have been completed, you'll be able to pick up 250 rep with a faction of your choosing. So if you want to focus on Iskaara Tuskarr, then you would pick those. So there you go, that is the Iskaara Tuskarr guide and overview. Honestly, one of the better feeling factions for gaining reputation with its activities and stuff. It just feels pretty good, to be honest. Feels more fun. So either way, look out for more content coming soon. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.